You've mentioned before that you had a couple near-death experiences
Yeah.
with one app download.
Yeah. So 2009, Andy had said to me, I was in a band at the time called Orgabane, sort of like a bit of a mixture of Black Label Society and Soundgarden and Alterbridge maybe, I don't know, bit of Motorhead in there perhaps. And he'd said, do you want to play? And I was like, of course we want to play. And it was on the, was it the Red Bull stage? I don't know, it was the smallest stage on the Saturday morning. So I'm driving up there. I had an old black Jeep Cherokee. I loved this thing. And I had my girlfriend at the time, the lead guitarist and his girlfriend at the time, and a couple of the amps and the rest of it in my van, in my truck. And the bass player and the drummer were following in a little van. And our bass player, Max, was from Brazil. Very Rob Trujillo, how do you pronounce his surname? Trujillo? I don't know. The guy from Metallica. He's got that style, you know?
I know what you... I don't
He's
know.
got that kind of bass playing style, and like, he's got that, hey man, kind of way of talking. And he called me up. And we were about 20 miles from Donington. And he called me up from behind. He's like, hey man, your back wheel's wobbling, man. I was like, oh, fuck, I better get off. I'm doing about 80 and I'm in the middle lane. Luckily, it was just dead quiet. I got off the phone, and no sooner as I got off the phone, I felt the back of the Jeep go, and the wheel had come off at 80 miles an hour. It literally come off. And do you know what? To this day, I don't know where the wheel went. The wheel was never found. It could have been like buried within a cow 3 miles away. Who fuck knows? But so we went into like a 360 spin, and I started screaming, fuck. And by the time I hit the K and fat, we'd gone backwards into the metal barrier on the hard shoulder. And as we're spinning, and it's people tell you these things happen in slow motion, and it's absolutely 100% true. As we're spinning round, there's a 18-wheeler coming towards us. And it was like the Final Destination movies?
Yeah.
It was exactly like that. Exactly like that. And I looked at this thing and I was like, well, that's that then. You know, this is a story that people will tell. And we keep going and it just flies past and we hit the barrier. And everyone's sitting there just like touching themselves. Like, you know, it was so close. It was so close. To this day, I still can't believe that we all walked away from that and then did the gig the next morning. In fact, there's footage of us playing that show and I'm wearing sunglasses, which is not something I'd ever do on stage because I'm not that sort of person. But I got so pissed the night before, just out of nerves, that my eyeballs were a disgrace the next morning. It's like, there's no way anyone's looking at me in the eye when I'm doing this show at 11:30 in the morning on Saturday. So yeah, that was one of my few close saves.
Was that like to calm the nerves of the crash, or to like?
It was just
steady the nerves of having to play the next day.
We had to get everything scooped up from the road into the van, get there, put our tent. We were camping, so we put our tents out, and I just didn't know what else to do with myself. I would never, you know, singing live at 11:30 in the morning. The last thing you want to do is have a day of just smoking and drinking before it. But my nerves were just shot.
Did you get to put your own band on your on the poster?
Yeah.
Like, that must have been fucking cool.
Yeah, it was. It was super cool. In fact, pre-COVID, we call them 60 by 40s, 60 by 40 posters in frames. And in the old Live Nation offices, we had loads of them framed up. And I had that one, 2009, behind me on the wall in our old office. But then COVID happened, and I don't know whatever happened to it.
Did you put yours 2% bigger than?
Yeah, that's strange. That band at the very bottom of the poster, big. But no, the fact that we were on there,
yeah,
that's, you know. And like when we was we went up and had a look in the merch megastore at Download, which is a huge thing now. It didn't even exist when I was first going. And looking through the poster rack and going, I did that, and just check for 2009. I'm like, yeah, it's still there.
Nice.
I didn't imagine it. It did happen.